Hello, I'm John Hemingway. Welcome back to Shropshire. The sun is shining, which is nice. Now, it is the time of year where you will be selling your cull ewes. You'll be culling out for bad feet or mastitis, or perhaps because ewes have just gone thin. Now, at this time of year, I would recommend just spending a minute having a look at the makeup of that group of cull ewes. Do you have young animals in there that have gone thin for no real reason? 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, even 4-year-olds, they've got the right number of teeth, but after weaning, they just never regained their condition. If so, those animals are costing you money and there's a saving to be had there. So it may well be worth taking a minute and looking into that with your vet. Stick with me and I will explain. Okay, well, let's pretend that I've just been to market and I've sold some cull ewes. I've got money in my pocket and selling culls is a source of income for my farm. Yeah, but some of those culls were only like 3 or 4 years old. I mean, surely you should have got at least another couple of crops out of them. Well, maybe, but the cull price today was really good, so overall I'm not too bothered. Yeah, but you've got to replace those ewes and the cost of buying replacements is going to be at least twice as much as what you got for them as culls. Yeah, but I breed my own replacements, so it doesn't really cost me anything. Well, yeah, of course, it still costs you because that shearling that you've now got to keep, you could have sold on to somebody else. You could have been quids in, but instead you're still out of pocket. Well, look, I can't always just stop sheep going thin and dying. I mean, dying is one of the things that sheep do best. Look, at the end of the day, if you have got animals that you're having to cull out when they're young because they've gone thin for no obvious reason, you might have what we call an iceberg disease in the flock. These are diseases that don't show real obvious clinical signs, but they just eat away at your productivity under the surface, hence the name iceberg diseases. There are a few of these diseases that can cause ewes to go thin for no obvious outward reason. The sort of diseases you're likely to see do vary a little bit depending on where you are in the country. Round here in Shropshire, the most common cause of chronic wasting in sheep that we probably see is Johne's disease. We've come outside because it's sunny. Johne's disease, this is a bacterial disease of sheep, and I'm just using it as an example because we see it all the time. This is a bacteria that sheep pick up as baby lambs only. They then carry it with them for at least a couple of years asymptomatically until some point during their adult life, bang, the disease sets in. They start losing weight, they emaciate, there's nothing that you can do about it. In the end, it will kill them. Now, Johne's is a really good example of an iceberg disease we can do something about easily because a vaccine exists. The vaccine doesn't actually stop the sheep from picking up the bug, but what it does is reduces the amount of bacteria that they themselves shed in the muck, so it reduces the likelihood of them infecting other lambs, and it reduces the chance that they themselves will go down with clinical signs as adults. Now, Johne's is a complicated disease and I'm not going to go through the details of it here. That's a discussion for you to have with your vet. But here are some basic steps that you could take with your cull ewes that could save you money. Step 1. You look at your cull ewes, you see that there's some young ewes there that are thin for no reason and you think, I'm going to investigate. Step 2. Call your vet. Say, can you come out, blood test some of these ewes or post-mortem a couple of them. You do the tests and you find that there is an iceberg disease there. Step 3, you do a cost-benefit analysis on whether it's worth intervening. How many ewes are you losing to this disease? Do you think? What will be the cost of vaccinating for Johne's or lung scanning for OPA? If there's an economic case, we will go to step 4. Step 4, we take that action. We vaccinate, we lung scan, we do whatever else we need to. Step 5, we have reduced the impact that iceberg disease has on your productivity, and that has put more money in your pocket. Step 6, take that money and go to the pub. So the take-home message here is that thin ewe disease is not a real thing. Young animals do not just go thin for no reason at all. Now, I will concede we don't always get to the bottom of why individual animals have lost a lot of weight, but the fact remains that there are diseases which are very common, which will do this, and they will eat away at your bottom line. And the only way that we can do something about them is for you to look for them in the first place. So this year, when you're culling out, picking out your thin ewes, have a word with your vet about thin ewe screening and see whether there could be a saving in it for you. I'll be along with another video very soon and I hope to see you there.